And so South Africa, as far as missions are concerned, they were one of the first, actually one of the first countries to receive missionaries. It was back in the time of Joseph Smith. He sent missionaries there. I wish I could give you a date, but I can't. They had little success, and they actually opened it up and then closed it again after a few years. More recently, missionaries, maybe I could back up a little bit of backstory. Missionaries, 30, 40 years ago learned Afrikaans when they served in South Africa. And that was during a time of what they called apartheid, separation of whites and blacks. And so in the 90s, apartheid ended. There was no longer a separation between whites and blacks. Whites and blacks could go freely between townships and towns. It used to be that blacks were forced to live in townships. And so that ended, and that's when missionaries started going in, and the church there evolved into an English church rather than an Afrikaans church. And so when I served in an English-speaking mission. And so South Africa has 11 official languages, so that's kind of an interesting aspect about South Africa, I suppose. You run into people that their first language is Afrikaans, or their first language is Sotho or Tswana or Zulu, and very few, their first language was English. But we taught everybody in English, and it's pretty incredible to see the language barrier kind of disappear, and dissolve when people are studying the gospel.